Why? So, another tier list video. Yay. So we are doing the normal cats tier list. This is my opinion. There are a lot of things in this video that a lot of people would not agree with. So just click exclaimer about that. I know a lot of you won't have, no one will have the exact same opinion. No one will. So all you guys scream at me in the comments for having bad ranking skills. So unlike the other ranking ones where I just ranked the first cat to the last cat, I'm going to rank worst from best. And this one's going to surprise you because this actually wouldn't make much sense to all these people, especially if your least favorite, which everybody usually says dog cat, which I'm going to cut him some slack here. And he's not actually my least favorite normal cat. My least favorite normal cat is Flying Cat. Why? This guy's useless. Like, absolutely useless. He's the absolute worst normal cat. Why? He's one of the worst cats in the game generally. Because he sucks against Angel. His low health and he's not high damage. And all he does is weaken Angel. And now, the much better Angel unit, in my opinion, is surprisingly Easter Egg Cat. He carries in Divine Cyclone. But this dude, I've never used this dude once. Unless it's for like a cat combo or something like that. This dude is absolutely useless. Never use Flying Cat. The weaken does not help his problem either. He's one of the worst cats in the game. If you get Chris Board isn't much better, even though it's supposedly the best cat in the game. We all knew this was coming. Dog cat, even though it's not the worst one, still pretty bad. Of course. So basically, let me explain the tier list real quickly. If it's in front of it, that means it's better. If it's touching the C, that means it's the best one in the C category. If it's behind it, then it's not the second. It's the second best one. Anyway, that out of the way, Dog cat still sucks. Yeah, he can help you in Empire of Cats, but past the Chapter 2 Moon, not really anything. Yeah, the reason I've only used this guy a couple of times. One is when I did my meme loadout video for the duel, for the 1v1 fights, which it made sense to put it there because, well, Dog cat is a memeable cat because he is not that good. Let's just say that. The only thing he has going for him is his strong against red. Without his strong against red, he'd be the worst normal cat. But with that, it makes him slightly better than the worst with the second worst. Still not much of an improvement. His stats still suck. Terrible health, terrible everything. Yeah, let's move on. So those were the bad units. Now the rest of the normal cats are just mediocre from some of the best in the game. That's not even a joke. Which is pretty much what you expect. Some of the worst to some of the best. Which is pretty expected. Now the next one is all my opinion. Those two are pretty much always just the top two worst from the videos I've seen. Now these are the times where they're actually decent. Now, going up in C tier is the one and only false Lion King cat. Okay, sorry. Lion Cat. Lion Cat has a couple things going for him compared to the useless flying and the memeable dog cat. First, he's the fastest normal cat, which is pretty good. He's good on rushing stages and into the future time clear out stages and at any time clear out stages pretty much, which gives him quite a bit compared to. He's easily the worst rusher though, but he's just pretty okay in the normal category. He's just okay. but his health is not great. And his health kind of sucks. That's my main complaint with this dude, is his health, which is not good. And also his damage sucks if you can only get one hit off him. So I generally just use him for Into the Future time clear at stages. That's pretty much all I use him for. That's why he's in C tier. Could have been B if he just had some better health and some better damage too. That'd be nice. This is where it gets really hard to rank the cats. Now, though, there's no B tier necessarily here. No more B tier. And that's said. Maybe the next one could be considered middle ground when it comes to the normal cats, which is Island Cat. This dude is a little lower on the list than I expected, but he's pretty much a better dog cat in every conceivable way. He can tank a whole ton of hits, and he's pretty much made to destroy Berserk Cory. Does not mean you could beat Manic Island, though. That's just a dream. Because this dude, so he is pretty decent overall. His strong makes him have more health and has decent damage too. Just like Dog Cat, but instead, Dog Cat's actually useless. And I personally use Island a lot more than Dog Cat for obvious reasons. And that crit chance, I kind of feel bad. I feel bad of myself for putting him as my one and only critter in my Metal Rhino, but he did barely beat it, even though he was hovering. The Metal Rhino was hovering over my base. So what crits, bro? What crits? You never help it when I try to get a critical hit. You only do it you have like a 1% chance to do a crit. It's not good. So the crits, yeah. But the crits do give it a bonus over Dog Cat in the ranking. So that's good. So now we're moving on to the pretty good cats. And our last 5 on the list is all including Macho Legs Cat, Mohawk Cat, Eraser Cat, King Dragon Cat, and Jamera Cat. If you've watched pretty much any of a ranking video, you'd think you know who's next. Oh, it's Jamera. Well, it's surprisingly not. I'm ranking Mohawk Cat in the top 5. It wasn't even close. So, I really like Island, I know, but this was a carryable meat shield when I was in the earlier parts of the game. Like, he was an absolute carry in the early game. He's one of the first ones you unlock in the game entirely. He's the first cat you unlock and the first cat you use. So that is pretty great. So that I would give him some nostalgia points. But anyway, 2014 nostalgia is weird. Anyway, with that out of the way, he's generally a good meat shield. He can take a couple hits, and he's still one of my favorite cats, even though Chris Cat kind of replaces him later on in the game, around mid-game, which I'm in. So anyway, that puts a Mohawk Cat in A tier. There's only a couple A tiers here, though. There's only 2 here. So Mohawk Cat, generally decent meat shield. Won't be using him for damage or literally anything else but to be your handy dandy meat shield, which you will use around pretty much a lot of levels. Even though a lot of people see him as the most useless meat shield you unlock in early game, honestly, he's not. You could argue he's arguably the best meat shield in the game, probably because he's a nostalgia, not anything else. We all know who the real best meat shield in the game is. Wow, you did not expect Macho Legs to be this high, did you? Well, I didn't either. But this guy is always useful. You know how Island and Dog Doke is so cold, good against Red, strong, and so is Island, but he's pretty decent at it. But he is so much better than these two at Strong. Strong against aliens. Not only are aliens harder than Red, obviously, it's just so useful to have him. He's in my dream team loadout, which a couple of normal cats are if you've been watching my videos lately. 4 normal cats in my lineup. Basically, the last 4 we have here are all in my lineup. Eraser Cat, Macho Legs Cat, King Dragon, and Chimera. And so he's pretty good being Hill. He's on board S tier. He's arguably S tier. I don't know. He's either A tier or S. I can't decide. He's just not as good as our final 3. I bet you guys didn't expect Chimera to get this high, did you? Well, he's not even the next spot on the list. You're going to say, oh, it's King Dragon, and Eraser's number 1. Literally every video, Eraser is number 1. It's so annoying. But this time, he's in the top 3. Number 3, we have Eraser Cat. I'm sorry. This is how life is, okay? I gotta say this. Eraser Cat is overrated as a normal unit. I said it. He's overrated. Fight me. Fight me in the comments. Tell me he's the best normal cat. I don't care. He's not in my opinion. Okay, let me admit the actual best meat shield in the game. Eraser Cat is the best meat shield in the game, and he was also, of course, the last cat for me to get out of the true forms. With the first one being, of course, Dog Cat. Like, that's just my luck, man. But Eraser, regardless of not being in the top 2, is really great. Like, really, really good. These are when the normals go from 7 to 10. This guy is still on 10 out of 10 with the meat shields. Even though his damage is flipping crap damage, man. It's 7. It's 7. At least if I'm recalling this right. Oh, I'm just looking at the quiz tank. I don't know. Whatever. Terrible. This is what I describe Eraser Cat with 4 words. Terrible damage, great meat shield. There you go. Number 2. Yep, I really ranked Chimera higher than literally anybody else would. This is the actual ranking of Chimera Cat. Chimera is literally the second best normal in the game, and the single best and he is a great version of the Titan Cat, which I only have 2, the crazed one and the normal one. This one has the knockback. The main reason why he's at number 2 is actually because of his knockback. Sure, it's useful in some scenarios when you have a supporting unit like Ultraman coming, he does a knockback right before he attacks. It makes your big guy miss, which could lead him to die because he knocks them back and freezes them. So that's my really only complaint with Chimera. But other than that, Chimera is a perfect cat. Absolute perfection. Titan Cat he's the most underrated normal cat. Not the best, but the most underrated. You guys seriously should use Chimera more. His tanky health and great damage is literally a better Eraser Cat. I know all you guys like Eraser the best, but I don't. I think Chimera is better with better health, he's good for. Eraser Cat is good for health. Sure, he's more expensive, but that's because he has better health and better damage. So personal opinion, I think Erasercat's number 3 and Jamera's number 2. Na 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 na. The single best long or ranged attacker that I have so far. I'm going to get Cyberpunk, which is going to take a spot. The single best normal cat, my third favorite, the third best cat in the game is finally, no one expected this, King Dragon Cat is by hands down easily, well, not that easily, but in my opinion, the best normal cat. Even though he's not the best in the first form, or second for that matter, he's easily the coolest cat. But coolness doesn't really make a difference. Storkat's cool, but his stats suck. And you should never use Storkat, literally. Never unless you're making a meme loadout. That's the only excuse you have to use Storkat. But this is not only cooler than Storkat, it also has much better stats. I know it started my first cat, of course, of a true form was Storkat, but after that goes King Dragon. Well, he might just be the best because he's the highest leveled of any of my cats with a whopping 40 level 45 King Dragon. But ultimately, I'm glad King Dragon Cat exists. He started in B tier with Lizard Cat. He moved up to A tier with Dragon Cat. He's in front of Mohawk, but behind Macho. And then he went to the best cat in the entire game. His range is golden. I love his range. I haven't got Crazy Lizard yet, so there's nobody with better range than him. Well, I guess Hako Cat does, and Sniper do have better range, but still, he's the best ranger attacker that he's possibly used. Oh, let me just name Tuesday, the main stage he helped me beat up by a long shot. Obviously, Chapter 3 Moon, but he's not just restricted the chapter to Empire of Cats. He's helped through the entire game because of his range and attack power, and he has decent health too. King Dragon Cat is without a doubt the best normal cat. Well, would you look at that normal cat tier list? This is probably different than anybody else's tier list. If this was the first or second forms, this would be a completely different story. I'm judging the Crazy Cats, though, in a different way because I wouldn't be using them for that long. How I'm going to compare the Crazy Cats is basically because this is how I'm comparing them. I'm going to play on Empire Cat Chapter 1, the entire thing, and see who's the fastest at winning. That's how I'm going to rank them, by Chapter 1 of the Moon. I know there's better ways to rank it and just wait like 5 months, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to wait too long after this normal cat tier list. So this is Gabe. Do I think the Crazy Cats are better? For 2 reasons do I think these guys are better. First, they're higher leveled, obviously, and also I have more of them, but I bet when I have the Crazy Cats to this level, they're going to be better. But I will always appreciate the normal cats, even the trash ones like Flying Duck and Lion to some extent. I will always like the normal cats, and they will always be my second favorite type of cats. Behind Super Res, of course, the Super Res are the single best cats. Cyberpunk, Can, Seafarer, yep, it's the best.